Okay, in this video, I'm going to finish off question 3 and question 4 altogether. These both are about sensitivity analysis of NPV. And if we keep reading, question 3, report the project NPV when the cost of equipment changes by 30%, 0%, and a negative 30% separately. Repeat the same procedure to get the NPVs in response to the changes of a water price. Okay, and then you're gonna create a sensitivity diagram because you have two relationships right now. The first is between NPV and cost equipment, and the second is between NPV and water price. So you should have two lines representing these two relationships, and the slope of the lines would be the sensitivity of NPV in response to the change of variables. Okay, and let's get back to our Excel page. And this is where I had my capital budgeting table. So that's the second layer of look, the first layer, which is simpler. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to change the cost equipment to let it increase by certain numbers and like 30%, 50%, 0%, and negative 30%. So what I'm doing here is I changed the setup of this cost equipment. Originally, this is what I put. Okay, oh, sorry, $1.25 million, and it was just a number. But now I want to incorporate the percentage change. For the time being, let me put a 0% right there. Okay, so then I'm going to change the cost of equipment from a number to this number times 1 plus the percentage change right here. Okay, do you see that? So it is the original 1.25 million, the cost, times 1 plus 0%, which is the percentage change. And then I'm going to play around a little bit. If I put it to a positive 30%, then see what happened to my NPV down here. If I hit enter, you see my NPV got reduced because I have a larger cost to buy the equipment, so the project value reduced. All right, if I change to a negative 30%, then my NPV would increase. Okay, and then recoup it to 0%. And likewise, I'm going to do the same thing with the price. And again, I'm going to re-edit this cell, use 4, the original price, times 1 plus 0%. Okay, so if I change this to 30%, you will see my price increase, NPV just jumped because I can sell it for more money, so I make more money, then the NPV of the product will increase. If I change it to negative 30%, the price becomes less and the NPV becomes less as well. Okay, so now I'm going to record everything on the same table. And here, let me just construct the table. I have a cost of equipment, and I have NPVs. All right, and here is negative 30%, and then 0%, and then 30%. Okay, and also I can do the same thing with water price. Okay, this is a water company producing waters. One more time, it should be singular. Okay, and I can just copy the row down here and then paste. Okay, so now I'm going to put in all the numbers here. The thing is, if I just keep replacing the numbers, that's fine. So I can just copy the NPV down here, and then paste it here as a number. Okay, and then I change to 30%. I have a new NPV. I copy and then paste as a number. Okay, and then I do the same thing, change it to negative 30%. And then I have another NPV, I copy, then paste as number. Okay, I do not want to paste the whole value, just paste as a number. And that's one way to do it. Go home, decrease decimal. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Or I can use the data table function of Excel. Okay, I can use the data table function of Excel. And the data table is actually pretty simple to do. So for example, if I do for the water price, and I'm going to look at the different NPVs given different percentage change of the water price, then I'm going to change this NPV. Okay, it doesn't matter what I put originally. I just make this link to the NPV value. Okay, to the NPV value. And before I start everything, make sure these are both 0%. Okay, make sure they're both 0%. So the NPV value here is the original NPV from question number 1. And then I will select the entire table. Okay, this is a 2x4 table. And then I go to data table. Where is the data table? It's under the data tab right here, data. You go to what if analysis. All right, do you see data table? It's right down here. And there's only one cell you need to click. And that cell is the water price percentage right here. Okay, so you gotta click that one. So what you are going to do, what Excel is going to do is it's gonna replacing each of this percentage, -30% right here. So, and then they will record what is your new output for NPV, okay? And then 0% right here, and then a new price, a new NPV will be reflected right here, and the Excel will record it down here. Likewise, Excel will replace 30% to the cell right here. After you get a new price, a new NPV, it will be reflected right here as well. The Excel will record the new NPV down under 30%. And why do I put it in row input cell, not column input cell? Is because all the percentage here are lined up in one row, not in a column. So that's why I choose a row input cell. Okay, I don't put a C7 in column input cell. Okay, it's a row input cell one more time. And all you need to do here is OK. Okay, click OK. And make sure these are in a dollar format, decrease decimal. Oops. Okay, just the NPV part. I'm sorry, just the NPV part. Dollar format. Okay, decrease decimals. Also, you can try out for the cost equipment. So the first thing, basically I'm duplicating the same procedure. So make this cell equal to the NPV right here. Okay, this is the, this is a dollar. Okay, and then select everything, and then go to data table, what if analysis, then click data table. So you're gonna put a row input cells because all the percentage are in a row, not in a column. And then what cell do you click? It is this a percentage for cost equipment change. All right. And then I click on OK. So these are my NPVs, corresponding NPVs to each of the percent change of cost of equipment. The first thing you're gonna do is to make sure you change the cost equipment to a formula and connect to this percentage change cell, and do the same thing for water price, change it to formula and connect this 0% change. And then you create a data table, set up a row like this, and then right here you're gonna connect NPV to this cell underneath. Okay, connect with the NPV from your capital budgeting table, and then you do data table. Okay, and everything is nice and easy. And the data table is good because if anything changes here, your data table would have value changes as well. Okay, for example, if my fixed cost is changed to 300,000, you see my data table also changes value. You see that? The data table also changes value. If it's changed to 200,000, okay, change value again. It's better than just copy paste the numbers here, because no matter what change I put in here, then none of the numbers will change if you copy paste numbers. Does that make sense? So that's why I need to have a data table instead of pasted numbers. All right, so let me undo this. Okay, it's 140 for fixed cost. All right, so now we have finished the data part for the diagram. Remember, in the fourth question, we need to create a sensitivity diagram. And in this diagram, again, we're going to use the scatter chart. So what I'm going to do here, let me zoom out to show more data, is to insert. And then in this chart area, I'm going to click on this scatter chart, and I'm going to use a straight lines and markers for the scatter chart. Okay, so, and then I'm going to right click, select data. If for any reason you have any data here, just remove all the data you may have. Since I start blank, then I just add data. The first series of data is a cost equipment, and the name, just put cost equipment. The X values are the percentage change of the variable, in this case, cost equipment, 30, -30, and 0. Okay, and the Y values would be the corresponding NPVs. Okay, so that's for cost of equipment. And then I'm going to add another series. Okay, this time it's called a water price. Okay, the X values again is the percentage change of variables, and the Y values would be the corresponding NPVs. Okay, so now basically we're done with the original setting of the chart. The chart basically shows you that when the cost equipment as represented by this blue line, if cost equipment increase, NPV would decrease, so that's why it has a negative slope. And orange line shows the water price. If water price increase, then the NPV would increase. The thing is, we have to convert water price change and the cost equipment change to a percentage instead of a dollar figure, because cost equipment varies in millions of dollars and the water price is varying in single dollar or even cents. So it's not fair to compare $1 million magnitude with $1 magnitude. So it's fair to convert them both to percentage and then compare. Okay, that's the meaning of a sensitivity analysis. All right, and I can keep editing this chart a little bit more. Okay, so I just double click, and you will see here it jumps the chart tools, and I want you guys to hit quick layout. Okay, so if as long as you click on the chart, the quick layout will automatically shows up on your Excel, and then you click on it and you choose the simplest format. Okay, layout number 1. You have 11 of them. You choose the first one, and then you can basically edit this legend. Right click, okay, right click, format legend, and put it down the bottom. All right, and the name of the chart, just say sensitivity analysis, and the y-axis is the NPV, and the x-axis is the percentage change of variables. Okay, and you can delete all these lines. It doesn't matter. Okay, you can delete these lines. Whatever you did felt wrong, you can always undo it by clicking right here. And the number here is a little bit messy, so I just right click on this axis, right click, make sure the axis is selected. I click on format axis, and then I want the numbers to be in thousands. All right, now it looks a bit better. Okay, or I can make them in millions. Let's try out. Okay, in millions. Wow, it doesn't show much variation, so 1,000 would be better. And make sure when you name your NPV, you need to list in thousand of dollars. Okay, and you can also move up or move down the name of the axis. Okay, and now you have your sensitivity analysis diagram created. Okay, and at last, you need to draw a conclusion. Which variable is more influential to NPV? There are two ways to make that conclusion. First, just judge visually by looking at the slope of the lines. So the orange line is steeper, so it has higher slope. So that means the water price represented by the orange line is more influential to NPV change. Okay, first is judged by slope, and you're gonna do it visually. And the second is you can just simply compute the slope. Okay, so you can use the Excel function, and the y values would be the NPVs. So that's the 3 y values, and the x values would be the 3 percentage change, and this is the slope there. And also you do the same thing, slope, and the y values would be the NPVs, x values would be the percentage changes. Okay, and you can compare. Let me decrease the decimal. You can ignore the negative sign. Just look at the magnitude of the two slopes. Of course, this number is bigger in absolute value, so we definitely say the water price is a more influential variable, because the small change in water price would cause a larger change of NPV. Okay, so definitely the management should pay more attention on the water price increase. All right, and that concludes the entire exercise for this spreadsheet.